This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today I want to take a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Jedi Fallen Order 3-pack. This is an Amazon exclusive. It is a Gaming Greats 3-pack featuring a reissue of the second sister, Kestus as he appears in the Inquisitor vision, and then the Electro Hammer Purge Trooper, a variation of the first game's Purge Trooper that we haven't gotten in the line yet. Really, really good idea for a pack. I love Fallen Order, probably one of my most favorite Star Wars games ever, so I'm really happy to see after all this time we're still getting representation in the line. Let's go ahead and get into the review and see if this 3-pack is a good pickup for you. Alright, you know the drill. As always, we're going to start by taking a look at the packaging. Now, this is, I believe, the first 3-pack we've had in the windowed version of the side art packaging, I believe. And I'm really liking the presentation. It looks like a normal Galaxy box, but wider. You have your Black Series logo up above in the very center, above the big window with the 3 figures with their accessories shown off nicely. It says Jedi Fallen Order in the center of the long, wide Gaming Greats blue bar. Second Sister Cal Kestis Inquisitor Vision Purge Trooper Electro Hammer. Warning: 4+ Hasbro. This side of the box doesn't feature a mural art, it just features art of the 3 characters. This side of the box features a wraparound window with a Gaming Greats logo above, blue stripe down below, and a Black Series logo. Way around back, you have zoom-ins of that art from the side, this time oriented long ways instead of vertically. You have your Black Series logo, their names again, and then just a very brief one-sentence bio about the game in 5 languages. Choose which one fits you best. Jedi Fallen Order's logo. Fallen Order again. A bunch of legal stuff down below that. Disney, Hasbro, barcode, legal stuff in the center down there. No hanger tab, just a little window up top to let some light in the box. If you're one of those in-box collector losers, it shows your figures off nicely. I like to play with my toys, so let's open this up and see what we're getting here. Alright, so here's our 3 figures out of the box, and we're going to go through them in the order of least to most exciting to me personally. So we're going to start with the Purge Trooper. Now, if you have any of the other Fallen Order Purge Troopers, you basically know what we're getting here, and that is unfortunate, because in this day and age, absolutely nothing should be coming on the 2013 clone body, and I get it. The other 2 were on the 2013 clone body, and this keeps them looking uniform. I think they should start dropping them on the 23 clone body and then go back and redo the other ones instead of just trying to give us a set of lower quality, lower articulation ones. So that's my 2 cents about bitching about this right off rip. Now we're going to take a look at what we get here. This one is the Electro Hammer variant. We've not had this one yet, and that is really cool. We get this sculpt of this really big Electro Hammer. It's in a dark gray, almost black plastic. No real weathering to it, actually no weathering at all, but there is some purple paint where the energy effects, are around the edge, and this guy just 2-hands it up over his head. At least in the game, the figure doesn't have that articulation, and bam, down on the ground, and, that's how he tries to hit Cal, and bam, tries to hit him with the hammer. And it is a really, really unique weapon. I don't think we've seen any other, electro hammers in Star Wars before, but it's a really, really well-sculpted piece. I do like the sculpt work up here for the vent holes, kind of around the top. That's a really nice touch. And yeah, it just looks really cool. It has some nice little knurling on the handles there. I do like that. So a lot of good sculpt work here. Now, looking at the Purge Trooper, beyond being on the 23 body, there are a couple of differences here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in the pre-order exclusive Purge Trooper with the blaster, and then the Gaming Greats Electro Staff one. And you're probably seeing one thing right off rip. They have painted this guy's visor bright red. Now, I like the look of the bright red way more than the dark red that the other 2 have. However, when you're 50% down on Purge Troopers, you don't make changes like that. You just keep running with it. So that's just, they just don't line up uniformly. That bugs me a bit. Another thing they did, it is of lesser importance, but the Imperial cog on his shoulder was red on the other 2 versions, like so. So I'm a little not super into that. So that is just what it is. Otherwise, they've kept everything else consistent. The white markings on the thigh, on the forearms. His pauldron is a unique color, and then there's a band around his comma, which matches just like how this one's red, and this one's got a black band, black pauldron. So those are the only real changes that they've made, and a lot of it has stayed very uniform. Otherwise, you pretty much know what you're getting here. You're getting a black poorly articulated 2013 clone trooper, and that is unfortunate because, as I said, in this day and age, should not be getting that. We'll run through the articulation because I haven't reviewed one of these in a long, long time. But ball on a hinge for the head allows it to look that far up, that far down. Use some side-to-side movement, a little bit of pivot. Arms to come up about that high. No butterfly joint, 360 at the shoulders. Upper bicep swivel. Double-jointed elbows that can barely make 90 degrees. It's 360 degree at the wrist. Left hinging in and out. And the right hinging up and down. Mid-torso ball joint allows him to crunch that far forward, that far back, side to side, and a little bit of pivot there. His legs can kick that far out. There's an upper thigh rotation, that far forward, not much back. Double jointed knees can actually go pretty decently far. And then the feet can point that far down, really far forward. There's a forward-facing pin for rocker. So yeah, it is unfortunate, but that is what we are getting with this guy. So definitely not the highlight of the pack, although I do like at least getting another Purge Trooper. It's nice to see the set completed. I just wish they would start upgrading instead of maintaining. Now, for a figure that did get an upgrade, here is the second sister. Now, I will say when this pack got pipelined, I was with the camp of people that were like, man, here's their chance to give us a Trilla head, and that is a kick in the nuts. But they have upgraded a couple of things here, and I'm happy to talk about all of them. First off, it is really nice to get another chance to get her lightsaber. This is a reuse of the original sculpt. It has nice silver paint. It's in a gunmetal gray, like darker gray, almost black. Little red punch-ins there, and very bright red blades. And the problem with the original one is the pegs on these blades just... I've known so many people that have had these blades snap off the pegs inside the hilt. And to bring in my original one, I couldn't even tell you if the original blades were this bright or not. They don't match mine because these are Riva blades, because both of mine's blades snapped off. So yeah, that is mad annoying. I think I ended up actually even just super gluing them in because yeah, the Riva blades were a little bit loose, but I was like, she's coming with 4 blades. I'm only ever going to have her using the half ring saber instead of the broken in half one. I'm going to use those other blades on this. So couldn't tell you if that was kept the same or not. But yeah, I am glad to have another chance at this saber, and it looks really good. Looking at the second sister, she looks really nice. The original figure actually had some nice sculpt work. One of the big gripes of that figure was it had this big rubber cape, and it has a lot of back weight to it, so it's made her very difficult to keep standing up. And then you could take the cape off, and there were shoulder pads that you could put in where the cape was. But, like, come on, she has a cape. You want her doing big, awesome cape stuff. And this cape is, like, sculpted kind of laying around her anyway. It's not even dynamic. As she tips over. But this one has a soft goods cape. It's a very, very light, breezy material. It's two-tone, red on the inside, black on the outside. It actually has some really nicely printed Imperial cogs on the shoulders of the cape. Looks really nice. And then she has plastic shoulder pads that I think just peg through the cape and glue into the torso. So it looks really good, really game accurate. It lays nice. It's not, floating behind her or anything. It is everything you would want in a soft goods cape, and I'm incredibly satisfied with that. It reduces the weight behind her, so even though I just fumbled her right there, she's actually not that bad about standing up now. So I'm really keen on that. I'm definitely happy with these upgrades. Looking at her, she has her gunmetal gray helmet with a bright, bright red visor. Again, I wish we got that unmasked Trilla head, considering for the second 2/3 of the game, she doesn't even wear the helmet anymore. And definitely unfortunate that, and don't get me wrong, the cape's a good upgrade. It's nice to see that saber again, have another chance to not break it. But, when you're going through this and, the figure's 99% done anyway, just throw a head in there. I mean, there was 0 sculpting cost on this. So anyway, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. She has a really nice body going on. Because she's hot, right? But no, the just the bodysuit is very nicely sculpted. There's a lot of wrinkles in the fabric, a lot of panel lining. It looks kind of very Imperial officer, but also very Inquisitor. You have the black leather gloves with the red inside the fingers, a little communicator on the wrist, little silver punch-ins up where the Imperial, Pippins would be. Nice silver belt buckle, red stripe going down the outsides of the pants, and then the glossy boots. Looks really good. And yeah, it's got some double jointed going on the knees or whatever. It's just a product of the time. I don't necessarily hate double jointed knees. I know that some people despise the look of it. My thing is, at the end of the day, it's an action figure, and sometimes action figures do things that look like action figures, and that's just what it is. But Really, really nice looking figure, though. I do like how this one turned out a lot. Let's run through her articulation. I believe she's also a ball joint on a hinge. No, she's a double ball joint. So her head can look up that far, which ain't crazy. It can bury the chin. It can rotate, get a good bit of pivot on there. Arms come out to a T-pose. No butterfly joints, so it was pre-butterfly joints. 360 at the shoulders. There we go. Single jointed elbows go a little past 90 and then swivel. 360 on the wrist with the left hinging in and out. The right hinging up and down. That's cool. Mid-torso ball joint allows her to crunch that far forward. A little bit back. There is a swivel in there. A bit of pivot. Her legs can kick out. Not to a split or anything. Not very wide at all, honestly. Her legs can kick straight forward. A little bit back. There's an upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, which can go all the way up. Kick her on backside if you care to. And then her feet can point straight down, really far forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker. Allows you to get her into some decently wide stances with both feet flat on the ground. And yeah, with the soft goods cape not really limiting the legs, you can honestly like get her into some really nice poses, you know, not because the original cape, I mean, it laid wide, but it did wrap the figure a bit, so you couldn't really do anything too crazy dynamic without her tipping backwards. So definitely nice to see now. And now for the most, I'm going to say most exciting. So I don't care about the look, but it's the most exciting in that it's the most different thing that we've got in this pack. Here is Cal Kestus in his Inquisitor gear, as we see him in the flashback in the Jeffo Jedi Temple, I believe, in the end of the game, where he like gets the holocron and then Trilla takes it from him promptly. So as far as accessories go, he comes with his double-bladed saber staff, which comes from the Jedi Fallen Order build-up pack. And this one is painted a little bit different. It's got a little bit more of a gunmetal on the grip, and then very, very chromy silver paint. Then, of course, red blades to match up with the flashback. Just to bring in that Cal Kestus from that pack here, because we're going to do a Cal comparison too. That one, the hilt's very soft. She's got a little bit of warping going on it, but it does look really nice. It is a solid upgrade to the paint on that one. And all in all, it's just a really nice accessory. No peg, no way to store it on his belt or his back or anything, but it is what it is. Blades are, of course, removable, so you could theoretically do like a swap with that Cal and put the green blades in this one and, you know, give this one like the lesser quality painted hilt if you care to. Excuse me. Now, looking at this Cal, there's a lot of reuse going on here. For starters, we get the same head that we've had going back all the way to the first Cal in blue, and then the Cal from the Fallen Order build-up pack. However, this one is painted a lot better, even though it still doesn't incredibly resemble Cameron Monaghan. It's not a horrible-looking head either. He finally has the scarring across the nose and across his eyebrow, you know, done really well, and his little lip marking there. And it's actually the first time they've given us a Fallen Order Cal with red hair. They have been doing him in this kind of like dingy blondish brown. And so like we finally got like a true ginger Cal. I mean, here he is here. See, it's like a reddish brown, but like it's not red. It's not Cameron Monaghan red hair. Here we have the original one. And as you see, the older two ones are like the same, and this one's actually like red. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably going to do a head swap between these two, because I consider this one my main Fallen Order Cal anyway, but this head looks way better, and it's just repaints of the expression as is. So it looks really nice, honestly. Looking down, I believe the chest and like abdomen area are new. This is, of course, a nice overlay. I think the arms are Inquisitor. I don't promise that. And then the legs are definitely Inquisitor, like Grand Inquisitor. But, I mean, it looks the part. It looks like Flashback Cal. He has a very nice gray bodysuit going on with black and red punch-ins. I mean, it's what you'd expect. So he's got the black leather boots. Actually, some very nice sculpting there. Red stripes going up the sides with black outer thigh plates. Black glossy gauntlets. He has a very Purge Trooper resembling chest armor piece. Although it's got, like, the Trilla shoulder pads. Just kind of, like, over top, too. And, yeah, it looks really cool. I actually like the sculpting in around the collar and the paintwork up in there. Looks really good, and I'm overall very satisfied with the appearance here. Now, it's an appearance that you see for about a minute in the game, and then if you complete the game on high difficulty or whatever, I think you then unlock it as a skin that you can wear like any time if you choose. Not really my thing. I don't really go for parallel reality figures or nothing. This is up there with like Darkseid Rey on versions of characters that I don't necessarily need on my shelf, even though I love Rey and I love Kestus. But it's a good looking figure. It recreates it well, but just not one that I was like dying for. Let's run through some articulation. He's going to have the most modern of these, of course. He has the double ball neck system, which allows him to tip the head and the neck back that far, which is pretty good. That far forward, side to side, and then a ton of pivot in there. His arms come up to a T-pose. There is a deep butterfly joint in there. Love to see that. 360 at the shoulders, but the shoulder pads do get in the way because they are sculpted tight to the torso there. Single jointed elbows can go a little past 90 and swivel. 360 on the wrists with both of them hinging up and down. Right one featuring a big gaudy trigger finger too, so that's pretty neat. Mid-torso ball joint hidden underneath the armor plating allows him to crunch that far forward, that far back. Get some side-to-side movement. Bunch of pivot. His legs can kick that far out, and then the thigh plates because they're rubbery, they'll kind of like lay out of the way. You can get him to do a true splits. Legs can go straight forward, not much back. Upper thigh rotation. Single jointed knees can go past 90 and then swivel at the knee. There's no boot cut in there, but you don't really need it because, rotates at the knee. Feet can point straight down. They can go really far forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing you to get some decently wide stances with both feet flat on the ground. So yeah, all in all, these guys have some pretty good sculpt work, some pretty good articulation, and I'm overall just very satisfied with how they look, at least. A lot of reuse going on here. Definitely not like the highest budget pack that they've made, but it is what it is. To bring in some figures for comparisons, let's bring in the Fallen Order Blue Outfit Cal, and just do that for a height. And then for a more standard figure, here's the 23 Phase 2 Clone Trooper as I tip over Trilla. Might have to get a stand on Trilla no matter what. But as you see, standard 6-inch height figure. The cowls seem to be the same height, even though they're the different bodies, which is nice. Everything else kind of fits in really well, and I like the scaling here. So, at the end of the day, what do I think of the Amazon exclusive Fallen Order 3-pack? Honestly, it's pretty okay. Look, the soft goods cape has fixed a lot of my issues with Trilla. I really wish we'd gotten that head sculpt. Inquisitor Cal is really well done, just not a look that I ever super cared about. And the Purge Trooper is frustrating. It's on that old body, but it's a store exclusive trooper. It was always going to be a repaint. They weren't ever going to upgrade anything on that, which is unfortunate. I would like to think that Hasbro would be striving to do a better version every time, but unfortunately they seem to have settled with mediocrity on this Purge Trooper design. It wasn't a great design when it came out in 2018, and it's only shown its age ever since. I think it's time to truly retire that mold, and if that means no Purge Troopers at all, so be it, because it's not a great figure. But the Cal's really well done. Trilla's a good upgrade, just should have had a unmasked head sculpt. And all in all, what can I say? It's $70. You get 3 figures. It's a little bit of a markdown. It has a really cool in-package presentation. For me personally, I had the original Trilla. I wasn't chomping at the bit for another Purge Trooper on this body, and that Cal's not a look that's going on the front of the shelf for me. I personally kind of wish I'd waited on a sale, but I know a lot of people really, really like this look for Cal. A lot of people don't have Trilla, and she's gotten a little expensive. She'd gotten up to like 30, 40, 50 bucks. And, getting her back on market with some upgrades is really nice to see. And the Purge Trooper, at least there's a different variant. It's not, just another one with a blaster or something. So, all in all, I think the value is there. The value is solid. But if you're waiting on a sale, I think it's coming. So, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm happy I have it, but it's definitely not top 10 of the year. So, thanks a bunch for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. I will catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.